it's time for us to continue our cleanup on Mario Galaxy. And yeah, we are getting to the most important star of them all, the 69th star. So yeah, let's get to it, shall we? Oh, I gotta do this because it still holds on, still holding on to my old whatchamacallit. Hold up. There you go. Old controller. Let's see, change grip order. Yeah.
Press the.
I hate these Joy-Cons sometimes. Unresponsiveness.
You don't have to hold it.
There we go.
Press it once. Start.
Alright, let's go. I'm gonna hop on right down there. On the Yoshi planet.
Yoshi planet.
Okay, let's see what ones. Okay, there's a comet over in the kitchen. That's not good. Let's see. Let's go jump over here. Wonder what the comet. Oh, well, I shouldn't be curious. I'm pretty sure it's it's a purple comet. You know that means more purple coins. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Let's do it. Alright, purple coin. Or purple comet in orbit. Yeah, beachcombing for purple coins. I hope it's not 100. Oh, this is your standard collectathon. It's banjo time.
What?
Okay. Well, let's go for the ones that are right over here. There you go. So, anything interesting happened during the week, guys? Because it's going to be purple coins for quite a bit. Oh, I got a topic.
Dragon Ball Legends.
I got a topic. I recently started rewatching the Incredible Hulk animated show. And I gotta say, it felt like the budget and the people caring were not around. The Incredible Hulk show is still watchable, but I could tell that they did not put a lot of time and effort into it compared to the other big franchises at the time.
Are you talking about the movie or like some random cartoon show?
The cartoon show from the 80s or 90s?
The cartoons back then weren't as spectacular.
As Spider-Man.
Did he say Hulk does Smash?
Well, it's funny because I looked at that show. I was watching it today, and as charming as the leader is in the show, it does not save a lot of like the art issues. Like there are times where Bruce is actually colored green in like one scene, and it was never fact checked. And then there's other situations where things just don't make sense. And the moment I start seeing other superheroes show up in the show, really meant that they did not have that much confidence that Hulk could stand on his own. Like he really needed to interact with the Punisher, not Punisher. Was it I keep mixing him up. Ghost Rider, with in one of the very first episodes, and Iron Man, of all people. And I'm aware that Iron Man at the time was not nearly as popular as he is today.
Well, at the time, Iron Man was also one of the only cartoons to have been out and popular at the time. Iron Man was an '80s cartoon.
Yeah.
I think Thor was too.
Did Thor have it? I don't think Thor had his own. I don't think Thor had his own show.
Yeah, I don't.
He did. I think I saw Death Battle use clips of it for his books.
He might have like cameoed, but I don't think he was. I don't think he was actually in.
Let me check.
Do you have any type of opinion about the Incredible Hulk show?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about it to say, so I can't say.
That show was my first introduction to the Hulk, She-Hulk, and whatchamacallit, the leader. I definitely believe like the leader has like the most, I would say, the most character out of any iteration of him. I could definitely, now looking at the show and having a bunch of nostalgia over the Incredible Hulk video game for the PlayStation 2, they really took a lot of cues from the animated show as opposed to the actual movie that it was marketed as. Because the leader was the main antagonist of the Incredible Hulk video game, with the movie tie-in game. Which is funny because the leader was not even in the 2000s Hulk movie, right?
Who's the leader?
The leader is the guy with the big brain. The guy with the big head and was green and had a big brain.
He also had a minion called the Thinker, who was also big brain, but
yeah, I'm sorry. When you say big head, the only thing that comes to mind is MODOK, which is which I'm pretty sure is not what you're referring to.
No, the leader. So says the leader. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh wow, surprise. Yeah,
it's an old cartoon.
True.
Chris, you're right. Thor was from the 60s.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had one.
Before our time. But I'm trying to see majority of Hulk. Oh yeah, I forgot the Grey Hulk was in that movie too. Not movie, in that show too.
Yes, all the different colored Hulks did make an appearance. That much I know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was before the time of Mr. Fix-It.
Care to explain? I'm not very well versed in that.
That's what they need for. That's what Grey Hulk often calls himself.
Oh, Mr. Fix-It?
Yeah. Why?
Well, unfortunately, as I've been continuing to watch the show, I've quickly realized that we're never gonna get that type of Hulk ever again. Because this Hulk is way more innocent than any other Hulk that we've ever had after that. Like,
why?
He won't. I know we're dealing with kid characters here, and you don't want to see a child die, but there are many instances where he encounters random citizens, and he doesn't kill them because he's in a blind rage. He actually gives people the benefit of the doubt at first to be his friend. And that's not something you see a lot with modern Hulk, where if we're dealing with a Savage Hulk, he will just kill people without any type of remorse.
He's a Hulk smash.
Some moments they try to kill him first, so it's more of he doesn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, Hulk, as Hulk will say in pretty much any appearance he's in, leave Hulk alone.
Yeah, but you know, in the show, he's very specific. Like, oh, you Hulk friend, and it's like Hulk leave, so you don't get hurt. And it's like, oh, that makes more of a not necessarily sense, but more like I wouldn't say heroic either, but it's more of he's not as savage as you see him nowadays. Like, that would not have any type of what's the word for it? He is okay with social interaction and will consider you friend if you're obviously not attacking him first. I get that, but it's more of a more personable, I guess, in this version of the character. Hopefully I'm using the right wording for it. It's very different than lots of Hulks that I've been seeing later and how they interpret the character to be.
And then you got the Hulk from the Avengers movie.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, I'm actually pretty excited to see She-Hulk on Disney Plus. I'm really interested to see what they do with that.
And then he tries to act like Hulk smash up.
That begs the question: is the Hulk is like the Savage Hulk in the MCU? Oh no! Oh wait, no! Is the Savage Hulk in the MCU? Is he like gone forever? Or is he like asleep, or is he like one with Bruce?
We haven't seen enough of Hulk to know past that time skip.
Yeah, because I looked at the She-Hulk trailer, and it's like it's still what's his name, controlling
Yeah,
the
Doctor
body.
Hulk.
Yeah, Doctor Hulk. Yeah.
Call it, yeah.
I just find it fun. Oh my goodness! I just find it funny how they're just sticking with that one because they want to still have the actor play as Hulk without it being CGI Hulk with Lou Ferrigno voicing.
Wait, did they had somebody else voice Hulk for all those appearances? It wasn't like just altering his
This is the movie continuity.
I believe they had Lou Ferrigno. Like they modeled his face after the Hulk, Savage Hulk's face after Lou Ferrigno, and they had him do the voice clips for the Hulk.
That's where they spawn.
right, but then like when the Avengers came out, they modeled Hulk after Mark Ruffalo's face.
Really? Oh, okay.
The actor.
Oh,
right.
okay. I guess I got that mixed up with the other version of Hulk then.
Yeah, like
based off of the movie continuity.
well, I think he might have been talking about a different movie, but yeah.
I was talking about the She-Hulk series or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're using MCU Hulk. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The end of Avengers.
Yeah, definitely one with the Hulk. They talked it out, I believe they said.
Who currently owns the Hulk right now?
What do you mean?
Because
They just don't want to use it much anymore.
like doesn't another company own the Hulk? Like the rights to like the naming of it?
No.
No, it's Marvel.
What gave you that idea?
Because wasn't there a type of like legal thing where Hulk could only be in could not have a own standalone movie due to like contracts and all that stuff, but he could be in other people's
Yeah,
movies.
Hulk didn't sell well at the box office, and Edward Norton was twice, and then Edward Norton, the guy that was cast to play him, was cited as having creative differences with the production team.
Oh.
So rather than give Mark Ruffalo a standalone film to likely flop again, they just relegated his character and role to side character in other appearances.
Okay. I did not know that. Look at this over there. Look at the thing over here.
Simply Marvel saw it as an absolute win.
Funny. Yeah, because I thought I heard that somewhere that the Hulk was owned somewhere else. That's why they used him as secondary character because it was like a loophole.
No. The secondary characters are what are owned by Sony. That's Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and Spider-Man.
Did they oh, go ahead.
Four was owned by Fox, who are now owned by Disney.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh
technically...
yeah, right. They were right. Fox had Fantastic Four, yeah. The
Multiverse of Madness has showed us that.
yeah. Fox. Wait, was Fox also the owner of X-Men, or was it
Yes.
Sony?
I think Fox owned X-Men.
Wait, Sony owned Fox originally, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know why was Marvel on tough times? Is that why they had to sell Spider-Man and all that?
Yes, in the 90s they were nearly going bankrupt. That's why they have this whole licensing debacle, because they sold off several of their IP or their character IPs to to keep the company afloat.
Wow.
Right, but still, that's...
I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? And it took him.
Yeah, it was movie rights. Yeah, movie rights. Yeah.
It took him like 20 years to get all their properties back.
Yeah, and even then, it's under Disney's umbrella. Back when they were making Ultimate Marvel 3
Mm,
and 4, decided we don't own these characters' movie rights, so you shouldn't include them in the game, okay? Okay?
yeah, that was stupid, and then that made what's it, Marvel vs. Capcom suffer for a bit because fucking they kept out all the X-Men, even though the X-Men were like some of the most popular uh, choices to play as in those games.
And they declared that nobody even liked them.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, yeah, the whole like, no, it's not about the character, it was about the function. That's all you people care about. When you don't miss Magneto, you miss what Magneto was able to do. We have a character that does exactly that.
No,
Oh.
no, my friend. My friend, we like Magneto for Magneto. He just so happened to be a good character.
They also couldn't use the Fantastic Four in the third one, but
Yeah, but
People
they got around that by using Super Scroll instead. But then again, they also still have Doctor Doom, who is mostly exclusively a Fantastic Four villain, even though he's like a greater scope antagonist that usually stretches far out into everybody else's territory. Doom.
No, Doom, aka Mr. Foot Dive. Foot dive, foot dive.
And me. I don't need to be reminded of it.
Oh man.
but that was the extent of 3s. It's 4 where they went way overboard.
Being infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, Infinite really tried to be an MCU game, but people don't like Marvel vs. Capcom for it being MCU. They liked it because it was comic booky versus video game characters.
I don't mind some of the Marvel editions they had in there, like Black Panther and whatnot, but like honestly, the best thing about the best part about that roster were all the Capcom editions that like almost never got touched before.
Yeah, Mega Man X.
Fucking Monster Hunter, and they brought back. They finally brought in X to complement the fact that Zero was there finally. I mean, there was still no Mega Man Classic, but like,
The fact that we got Sigma at all was pretty cool.
the fact Sigma's there, like, perfect.
Still missing a lot of classic stuff, though. Like, well, most with honestly, I couldn't think of it at the top of my head, but I know there's.
Well, they still have Strider and all of that, so like, I don't know what are the classics you could be thinking of. They have Ryu, they have Chun-Li, they have like I said, they have fucking what character I just named before that.
Was it still in there?
Who?
Akuma.
Yeah,
Akuma? No,
yeah, I'm surprised about that.
I'm not.
I mean, Akuma's a bad guy character. That would have been really good to have him included.
Nah, you wouldn't have cared about anything going on in that conflict.
If you could call it a conflict, that story mode was completely confusing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, as far as like whatever the fuck was going on, outside of the general premise of wait a minute, so the two universes come together because of the Infinity Stones itself, due to Ultron and Sigma happening to come across each other. That's awesome. That is like the perfect setup.
Mhm.
But then instead of giving us the entirety of how that happens, we just get like, it's like, yes, all organic life must. Yes, exactly. And then we cut to like what should be the middle of the conflict, right? Like we skipped we got like 5 seconds of the opening, and then we skip over the inciting incident itself and the initial skirmishes, and we just cut to, oh, this is too like we're in danger. We need to retreat. Like that's like a middle of the story type of situation. How is this what we're starting with? You know?
Yeah, it's a problem about being a fighting game. Except for story mode.
Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X, which also has problems, but I mean, like, Mortal Kombat 9, honestly, is probably like the actual standard for the story structure.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
is
mean,
this
like, that itself has problems that NetherRealm is not bothered to rectify at all, because we're the best in this industry. We don't need to change anything.
Meanwhile, everyone else is doing a lot better. Except for maybe Tekken, but I don't see what.
Doing better how?
I could show you a video later if I feel like it.
You just explain what facet of how they're doing better.
No, because I'm not smart and can't remember every detail of the video.
Okay, because I'm only talking about the whole, like, we pioneered the in-depth storytelling cinematic story mode for fighting
Pioneering
games.
does not equal the best at it.
Yeah, I know,
People
but like,
not build off
right,
what they
but
have done
the
since then.
whole reason about my comment was that they have not chosen to innovate at all because they still consider they think or like public opinion keeps on saying, oh, you know, NetherRealm Studios continues to excel at cinematic storytelling in their fighting games. Such a new and unique feature that you know, that other companies are still struggling to adapt to. As like, their stories are ass. It's just presented really well. So yeah, no, they haven't changed anything about it because everybody keeps saying, "Oh man, they're so great. Yeah, they're the best." So I was like, really not, but they're not going to change it if everybody keeps praising them exactly the fucking same. So that's all I was saying. But then you're like, they're like trying to like point out that no, they're definitely not doing the best. So I was like, yeah, but like, in what way are you trying to say?
You know, they've never advanced since they've started.
Yes, that I wholeheartedly agree with, and is something I had mentioned before you tried to like say anything about the comment I made. So I thought you had like something else to actually say about it, because the other fighting games, like, their story modes, they're not presented like a full-blown cinematic movie.
There's no good fighting game story mode yet, but they're getting better. Except for NetherRealm.
I mean, you've got the Arc System Works stories, which are, you know, extremely long and in-depth, but it's mostly text and voice rather than like full-on cinematics or animations.
Well, good luck trying to wrap your head around it all.
Yeah, that too.
The problem with fighting game stories in general is just the fact that they have to work around the fact that you need to fight to have gameplay, and if they don't make the reason for conflict, I guess they don't convey it very well. Then it just ends up being like a lot of the other fighting game stories where you're like, really? We're just gonna fight this guy and then fight him like 2 or 3 times with a cutscene in between saying, "Ha, that didn't count."
Pretty much, yeah.
Because those are the things I really hate in games, and you know, even games I like, you know, they have that where they fight the boss and you're like, "Ha, it didn't count. Let's do it again." So, and you're stuck pretty much farming the same type of fight where it slowly gets a little harder.
I don't know
Maybe
which fighting you're specifically on that, but
the Dragon Ball
yeah,
story
no,
mode, the one
and
for
then like
Fighter Z.
other games tend to have something else happen. Like, it's just everything is contrived in some way, and then what's it?
I'm looking at you, Injustice.
Yeah, it will just everything NetherRealm is like fairly contrived. It's just, again, the presentation goes a long way.
They didn't even really pioneer it. That was the people that owned Mortal Kombat before them. Oh, this isn't a game.
But the people that own Mortal Kombat before NetherRealm is still the same studio. They're just a different name and brand.
No, it was a different team. They sold the rights and just kind of laid off.
I mean, you still got Ed Boon and like a couple other people trying to like direct it. And,
guidance more than anything.
Hey, but you know what? Sonic Battle had a decent story.
Man, I love boss just does not acknowledge you.
Who?
mm,
Yeah, I mean, I'm joking about that. There was a lot of filler stuff in that game as it was. Mechanically, Sonic Battle is a pretty good fighting, like fun fighting game, not necessarily like a serious fighting game.
It's a great story. It's just not a great. It's just not great at tying it in.
Yeah.
It's just the average story mode.
Are you familiar with Sonic Battle, Reggie?
I know of the game. I don't know anything about it because I don't give a shit about it. No offense.
Oh no, it's okay. As a Sonic fan, I'm used to the rejection. But yeah, the Sonic Battle was a game that they heavily tried to tie with Sonic Adventure 2 because of the Shadow plot lines.
I think it was supposed to come out after, but it came out before.
Wait, Sonic Adventure 2 battle or
Yeah,
Sonic
Sonic Adventure 2.
or
Actually, it was supposed to come out before Hero.
the Sonic Adventure 2, the one that was titled with the subtitle Battle?
No,
That one?
the Sonic Adventure 2, the story of Sonic Adventure 2.
It was supposed. It kind of tied it in with Adventure 2. It was supposed to come out before Heroes. Came out after Hero. I mean, it was supposed to come out after Heroes. Came out before Heroes. So Shadow was there before Heroes was released.
Yeah, the reason why it's heavily pushed on that end is because Gerald Robotnik has like a huge presence in that game. He made that android that Sonic and friends befriend because Robotnik or Eggman, like an idiot, tries to test it out, doesn't work, so he throws it away, and Sonic and friends pick it up and find out how to actually use it properly. And we end up finding out that robot, the cyborg thing, has the ability to think and feel, and also copy any skill that the main crew are able to do in the game. And you're able to customize that character. Yeah, and have emotions that are not what you would expect, like a jumbled amount of their emotions. It starts out that way, but as the story progresses, where he gets Chaos Emeralds and they give it to him, he starts to have his own kind of thoughts and identity. And at the end of the game, you kill him.
And then he comes back as a new robot.
In Sonic Advance 3, yeah. There's a certain section in the story mode where you play as Shadow, and you're pretty much taking control of the robot. His name's Emerald, by the way. Shadow kind of has this type of mentality where he's like, wow, we're created by the same being, so that must mean I need to take care of you in some way or another, in some weird way. So, you know, there's that type of thing. Because at first he was trying to destroy it.
Episode where... chapter where Emerald kind of makes Cream cry with how much he likes to fight, so he decides, oh wow, I'm a monster, I'm not going to fight anymore.
Yeah.
So Cream is like, dude, shut up, go back to fighting.
Yeah. And then there's the one that everyone hates for whenever the topics of the story mode from Sonic Battle show up, people always love to talk about Amy and how crazy of a character she ends up being in that.
Honestly, even then, in the same chapter, I feel bad for her because Rouge, and I hate Rainy, they just kind of bully her.
Yeah.
I think the writers had something against her.
Yeah, because man, Amy passes out so many times. Like, I think that's the most incompetent they've ever made Amy in general.
And then they just kind of bully her by knocking her around a bunch of times yourself.
Reggie, literally, there is a mission where Amy trains so hard she starts hallucinating and starts thinking she's fighting Sonic.
Fighting against you and Rouge.
Yeah.
It's just kind of troll.
Thinking back, it is kind of messed up, but it was one of those filler fights that you're like, you roll your eyes at. Knuckles had some pretty good time with Emerald, though. Like, Knuckles starts out trying to think he's smarter than the robot, and then quickly finds out the robot is still smarter than him, and then the robot starts feeling bad for Knuckles. And tries to go along with it.
Also makes fun of him by messing with him a few times.
Yeah. It's funny thinking back about it. Like, Emerald's such a well-written character in terms of what he was. It's just the rest of the story around it felt really weird.
It's great overall, just...
Also,
I mean, even for the adventure games, it's kind of deep.
Yeah, well, that's the whole deal with the Shadow side of the story, where they really tried to have Shadow think about it.
Shadow, it's the entire game.
And he completely throws it away if you look at that happening before Shadow the Hedgehog. But if it's after Shadow the Hedgehog, it makes a lot more sense. Also, Rouge is confirmed to own a strip club.
Or a casino, which probably does have a strip club in it.
What was another thing? Oh yeah, and for some reason, Gamma is alive. Never explained.
It's hinted that he's supposed to be a model built with the memories or something.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid.
Oh yeah, and Chaos appears just because.
Yeah, just because we need a slow character. A slow character in the game.
So he fills up.
Honestly, I think Chaos is the worst character in the game. If you were to, like, practicality-wise.
Are you slow?
Very. Very slow. Like, all his normal attacks that lead into a combo have a very slow startup. He has extremely good range, but, I mean, the CPU won't care. They'll perfect block that every time. But yeah, Sonic Battle, oh man. You got me thinking about playing that game again, but then I realized it's a lot of story and a lot of reading, and I don't really feel like I want to spend time doing that again, like I used to when I was a kid.
Oh.
I mean, if you could buy me the GameCube adapter, I'll play it for the channel.
Oh, heck no.
No, the GameCube adapter is super expensive nowadays.
I can get.
They're Patreon donors, so, no.
I'm trying to get the dust cloud up here. But yeah, the Sonic Battle was a pretty good story and stuff like that. It had some weird moments. But I remember as a kid liking it. And also, the codes. Do you remember the codes?
Yeah.
There was a bunch of codes that have ultimate versions of essentially Sonic's attacks. Because I'm going to say this, even back then, it made me really sad to admit this, but even back then, Sonic was very low tier in the game. He was not the best character in the game.
Sonic had low ultimate attacks for everybody, too.
Yeah, Before you get on that, like, Shadow, I think Shadow was, like, the best character in the game. Bar none. He had so many good options.
I'm pretty sure it was low tier.
Who, Shadow?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're not counting Emerald, because Emerald will always be high tier because of his customability, but...
The Torpins actually make him the bottom tier because they don't like having him customized for obvious reasons.
Cheapness. Who's top tier in the game then?
I think Cream.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Is it because
The
of her
ultimate
projectile?
instant kill bar.
Oh. Yeah, she was top tier in Sonic Adventure. I mean, Sonic Advance 2.
Well, this is the thing is she has a recovery that super quickly fills up the insta kill bar.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. I never used Cream back then because she was a girl. What was it? I don't know. I always just felt like Shadow was the best character in the game, but like there was a mode only you could access in the final episode part, the one where you get to reunite with Sonic. There was this training mode area. If you defeated 20 of the constantly escalating boss fights against like these characters, randomly generated characters, you would get this ultimate skill based on one of the characters, and it was like a super OP you get banned in tournaments type of skill because they were that potent and powerful. They are unfortunately not the best attacks in the game. The best attacks in the game are the code skills, and there is specifically a code for each character set that just has that ignores any type of shield whatsoever. You know how like some attacks, depending on the circumstance, they could perfect block all the time? Well,
yep.
The code character supers, because they are designated as physical attacks, they don't count, and you can easily one-shot any of the bots if you're good at timing it correctly. And I abuse the heck out of that when trying to grind the 20 match. Endurance thing, because if you lose a life a single time, you have to start all over, and that was super annoying.
I thought I just gave up on that because it cheated.
Yeah, they cheated.
So I just looked it up online.
Yeah.
And then tried to beat him.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much my biggest memory of that. And I don't have the entire Pokédex filled out with Emerald's abilities, but I had my fun. I had my fun with the game. I eventually put it down when the Game Boy Advance started to lose its flair. But yeah, that was Sonic Battle. I know Reggie was completely quiet because he had absolutely nothing really to add to it, but
also another game.
Yeah.
Well, what's new?
Yeah, Sonic Battle was one of those childhood games of mine. I played a lot. It was Sonic Battle, Sonic Advance 3, and Sonic Advance 1 were the games I used to play a lot on Game Boy Advance.
And no Sonic Adventure.
I did play that game. I just don't like it.
Huh.
I really like the combining mechanic in Advance 3.
And I guess Tom and Johnny would choke you out for that.
I don't care. He can choke me all he wants. Whoa. Okay, alright. It's not my king to be choked by a fellow Sonic fan, but I mean, I'm not saying it's the greatest game ever, I'm just saying I prefer it. I remember watching that video too where he had a poll out saying what's the best Sonic Advance game, and a lot of people were like Sonic Advance 1 or 2, and rare amount of people would be saying 3, I think.
And one he did make a choking gesture towards them.
Yeah. Sonic Advance 3, there's just I love Chaos Angel, especially down to the theme song of it. It sounds so epic, and like if I were to describe the kind of feeling it gives off, think of World of Light when the darkness takes over. It gives that type of vibe, and I eat that stuff up so much. I like those type of apocalyptic. There's a flicker of hope in the world, and you are playing as that flicker of hope. It's so cool. I like it.
And then you can throw Kamehameha's Eggman style.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Sonic does the same pose and everything. Unfortunately, I never actually got to fight the non-aggression. I never crossed my mind to do that. I had a hard time trying to find all the Chaos Emeralds in that game. I believe you had to go to the Chao Garden for all that, or find Chao hidden throughout the stages.
I don't know.
It was it was Chao's being hidden around the stages, but they're very tiny, and the hitbox for them is really, really, really bad. By the way, after this mission's over, we're calling it part, and we're ending it here. Just letting you know. It's purple coins, and they take a while to find.
This mission took up 50% of the video.
I'd argue the other one was. The other one took more. But yeah, Sonic Adventure, the Sonic Battle game was fun. I really wish Michael, because Michael also owned that game at the time, but none of us actually owned the link cable, and you were able to play multiplayer with that, and we really wanted to play against each other.
Even if you didn't have all have the copy of the game, you still had some mini games.
Mini games. What were they for the? We're talking about the battle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically a crude Sonic and Shadow Racer.
Oh, that. Oh. Talk about reaching to the recess of my mind. Yeah, I remember that.
There's also getting stuff as some flying characters, bashing each other as balled up characters, I mean. And the one single player minigame, Minesweeper with Knuckles.
Oh.
And Knuckles.
And Knuckles, yeah. And Knuckles. Damn, that I completely forgot about them. The only real use I had outside of like the main game for the Advanced series was the Chao Garden. That Chao Garden was like, man, it's the equivalent of today's phone games, man. I still don't understand why Sega hasn't tried monetizing Chao Garden now. They could make a killing off what the Chao Garden could provide. Way more than Sonic Dash, I'll tell you that much.
Either version.
Yeah. You know how many people love cute things? You know how many people like chows? I'm one of those. I still have my chow from childhood. And
that's why they gave myself one in the story.
Yeah. You know, I have lots of, like a huge gamer attachment to my chow just because I spent hours, and my dad was helping me, hours grinding for, like, chow drives and stuff just to get my chow to be, like, the strongest possible. And it felt so good. Just seeing my adorable chow punch the ever-living crap out of every other chow in the Chow Karate challenges. I was such a proud father that day. Oh man, and then being able to clone your Chow, man, that was also another awesome time in my life. Do you remember cloning Chow?
I understood how I could probably do it, but I never did it.
In short, since you probably already know, just get your Game Boy Advance connected without a Game Boy cartridge, and put your Chow in there, and it will make a copy of the Chow, and then you can just move it to Sonic Adventure 1. And keep all the stats. I remember feeling like such a gamer whiz when I found that out, because I did not find out because of the game guide. I actually was just curious. I was like, I wonder if this could work, and it did. One of the very few times I actually figured out something like that before. I'm pretty sure nowadays it's like a did you know gaming situation where like, did you know that you could do this in the game? But oh well. I will be happy. Where is this last coin at?
Up Reggie's button around the corner.
It's in Master Hand's hand, huh? Don't tell me you have it, Toad. Now would be a good time to have Knuckles' treasure tracker going off right now.
Imagine if he had Sonic Adventure 1 treasure tracker going and suddenly you're around a group of coins.
It's like Knuckles is like, it's closer, it's closer, it's closer.
With a whole bunch of...
Mario.
Beep, 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 beep.
Knuckles like, I don't know where each one is. They're all going off at the same time.
There's like 15 of them.
Yeah, that's another underutilized thing about Knuckles, is that he calls himself a treasure hunter, but we never actually see him collecting treasure.
Outside of keys.
Oh yeah, he has a key radar.
Kedar.
A Kedar, yeah. Should probably get that looked into. That seems like a abnormal condition. Ah, there it is. There's the last one. Oof. Yeah, see, that's the reason why I decided to go off on a tangent on purpose at the beginning, because I know these coins take a long time to do.
Some of them. Some of them.
Yeah, the 100 coin ones, as you could tell already by seeing this, really messed up.
Specifically ones like this.
Yeah. Or I could die? No. Let's see, where is the coin? This, alright, way over there. And there's no launch pad.
Well, you better get looking.
I just swim. It's faster to swim than fly, apparently.
Because you could speak.
And unlike Luigi, I can hold my breath better.
Then you just see Luigi staring at him angrily.
Mario, you weren't supposed to bring that up. I'm going in the right direction, right? I hope I'm going in the right direction.
Maybe.
I hope I'm going in the right direction.
And they're like a first person view?
The last thing I want to do is fall into a bottomless pit and die. Be like, whoops, you gotta do that all over again. Okay, oop, no, don't want to go in there.
Oh, yeah, just in time for Mark to grab the start and go.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, man, Dark Regen, you have a tendency of always showing up right before we end things.
I was getting water from the. I was trying to get water gallon, you know, like fill up the water gallon. I walked. I go outside.
Well, it took a while.
Yeah, and then some other shit.
I don't think you know where you're going, Mark.
I don't think so either. I'll bump into it eventually. Eventually. It's a boat.
I don't know
it's not a big one.
well, if you keep going low, because it looked like it was in the air.
I'll take your advice this time. Star, star, star. Oh, up there. Okay. I know what I must do now. Suicide. Anyway. But yeah. What was another thing here? So you had a Game Boy Advance. Did you have a Game Boy Advance 6 months back then?
Yeah.
Did you have... What were the games that you had? I mean,
Probably not as much as you, but I did have the Sonic Battle.
nice. Was it a gift or was it something you were actively seeking out?
I do not remember.
I'm assuming you had the Mario Advance games?
I had the Yoshi's Island one.
Oh, nice. I never had that. I had the Mario 3 and Mario World on the Game Boy Advance, and then what was it? The Mario Doki Doki Panic on that one too. Mario 2 USA, yeah. And then what was the other one? I had all the Sonic Advance games, Battle, and then at one point I had Advance Wars 1 and 2. I'm thinking of the other ones. Who are the other ones? I still have them in a case somewhere. Oh, I had Sonic X, the first 2 episodes. Ah, man.
And that's a weird thing to go out on.
Yeah. Man, imagine if you were able to play the Super Mario Super Show on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, then they'd have to do The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog too.
Man, that was such a stupid idea. What if we tried putting video formats in the Game Boy Advance? With really bad compression!
Especially if we put an entire movie.
Exactly. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.